Am I live? Hey everybody, hi. I didn't know if I was live or not. Welcome. For those of you guys who don't know me, I am so happy and proud to be part of this amazing movement today. I am Cathy Nolan Art, and I draw illustrations live on my scopes and caricatures, and I'm part of Rebel Creatives. So make sure you all follow Rebel Creatives TV and the ideal, awesome Rebel Creative himself, Mr. Amrit Singh. So welcome everybody. And make sure you look up, it's all brilliant. So hey everybody, how are you? Good to see you guys here. I want to make sure that you swipe to the side and tweet and share this out. I am going to be talking about why you are epic and why the power of forgiveness is such an epic, cool thing to do. So what's a Rebel Creative? A Rebel Creative is promoting social good in the world. With all these social injustices going on in this world we live in, it's kind of hard to forgive those people who are oppressing others, doing horrible things to other human beings. But we are the creators. We shine our light and we can heal the world by being who we are, showing up to what we believe, and sharing and caring. And also, you know, every day, you guys, we can make a difference just by being who you are. And so I wanted to share this with each and every one of you about how important that is. And also, I wanted to talk about the power of forgiveness. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to be drawing one of the most epic, fantastic teachers of forgiveness, who is Nelson Mandela. This guy was oppressed by his own country. He was jailed for his beliefs. And he believed in the power of forgiveness, which is absolutely incredible. So as we get started, how many of you guys been so hurt? Give me a thumbs up emoji if somebody you loved and cared about deeply hurt you and it was a struggle to forgive them. Give me a thumbs up emoji if you've been there. And I think as human beings, we've all been there. Exactly. So it's not just you that's been affected. As human beings, we're not perfect. I know I'm not, but at the same time, it's really important to know that being a Rebel Creative and being epic is also harnessing this ability within ourselves to forgive. So Mandela, one of my favorite quotes from him is, "Courageous people don't fear forgiving for the sake of peace." And so one of the things I love about Nelson Mandela was, I think he was before his time. And also, you know, I'm going to talk about how you can forgive somebody, because again, it's not an easy process. I think forgiving somebody is the hardest thing any human being can ever do. You know, we always, like Amrit was speaking about, people judge. You know, Michelle was saying how she was judged for her autism. You know, we all go through different experiences in life. And one of the things is that you need to forgive everybody who's hurt you, because by doing this, you free the person. Well, I've already drawn Amrit. See? He's right here. There's Amrit right there for you, okay? But what I was going to say is that a Rebel Creative can see beyond this. You know, of course you're not going to like the behavior that somebody did to you. Of course you're not condoning it. But what you're doing is, you don't want to hold a grudge, because if you hold a grudge, well, they're going to keep on dancing, and there you are, you know, being miserable in the corner, still ruminating over what had happened to you. So you don't want to hold grudges. And so what you do is you ask God to bless that person. You say you forgive that person, and then you also wish that person love and well. And by doing that, you also are in the process of shining and sending them love and light. And by shining on them love and light, there's a freedom that comes from within for you. which is great. So that's what's really important. And what's also really important too, my friends, is no matter how you've been treated by somebody, hurt people do hurt others. There's a story that you may not know going on. And one story I can share with you guys is, can you help me with my wood carving? I don't have a wood carver knife, but otherwise I would love to. And then you're not bound to negativity. Exactly, Michelle. Exactly. Jesus forgive you, Cathy. Exactly. Jesus, Gandhi, Muhammad Gandhi, and also Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, all these amazing people we've been talking about today were definitely wonderful leaders showing us and shining their light. And so the other thing about forgiving somebody is you need to take responsibility for your role in what happened. I'm not saying to be angry at yourself, but just recognize whatever behavior or action that you took in that situation. And then also what you want to do is you want to just say, you know, I shouldn't have done that. I forgive that person completely, and then you have to let it go. Because once you forgive, you feel lighter, you feel happier, you also just feel stronger and more confident. And while forgiving isn't the easiest thing to do, what is important is Obama. Well, anyway, yeah, you need to forgive Obama. But what I'm just saying is that, you guys, forgiveness is the most powerful thing a human being can do. And sometimes the most difficult people we meet in our life are our biggest teachers. So I'll share with you guys my story. My sister and I are very opposite. And, you know, she and I had a horrible, horrible argument a few years ago. And it was awful. And I was devastated and deeply hurt. And she was hurt. We were both hurt. And I called my father up, and I was just devastated because it was just such a horrible argument. And my dad said, just love her. And with those words of wisdom, we just have to love the people that we may not agree with, but we have to seek to understand. And so, I know I'm giving him this crazy disco shirt. Anyway, and so long story short, my friends, oh, thank you. So long story short, I said that to my sister. I said, I love you. But this is also what I said to her. I said, I will always love you, but I don't love this behavior that you're doing. And when you choose to do this behavior, it's hurting our relationship. And then I kept my mouth shut and I heard her point of view. And you know, most arguments and misunderstandings are because people don't feel heard. So that's one of the things where I think is really important. So you think this looks like Mr. Singh? Oh, that's funny. So anyway, you guys are great. So anyway, guys, one of the wonderful quotes I love, there's several quotes actually by Nelson Mandela. One of them he has said, and I love this quote from Nelson also, which I'm going to just show you guys here. So the other thing too is that I wanted to just say forgiveness, this is what Nelson Mandela said, liberates the soul. It removes fear. And we had talked about fear today. That is why it is such a powerful weapon. And you know that expression, kill that person with kindness, that is what I'm talking about. Should we have Nelson periscoping, you guys? It's not Obama, it's Nelson Mandela. Anyway, so it's to have peace than to be right. Exactly, exactly. And so, my friends, what I was just going to say is that, and I'll just quickly draw the South African flag here also. But basically what I wanted to just share with you guys is that if you refuse to forgive that person, it's just going to sabotage your entire life. And who wants to live your life in anger and with, grievances and stuff like that? Life's too short for that sort of thing. So you guys want to make sure that you seek within your heart to forgive and to just let it go and move on. And like I said, people are human. We make mistakes. But once you replace any bitterness with love, that's when we can say you're sorry. It just makes you feel resentful and bad. Oh, something about the flag? I don't know what I did with the flag. I just did my best here. So anyway, so we're going to color him in. And have you guys ever had an experience where you forgave somebody and you felt so much better? Yeah, and I think with families and siblings, that is the toughest thing, because you have to still live with these people. You still have to, interact with these people. And one of the things also about forgiveness that I love is another quote Nelson Mandela said, which is, resentment is like a glass of poison that a man drinks, and then he sits down and waits for the enemy to die. Well, who wants to, first of all, waste a good drink? And then second of all, waiting around for people to die. Oops, my volume got moved. Okay, hold on. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so anyway, we're going to be coloring in Nelson Mandela as well as this flag and green. So the other thing I wanted to share with you guys also is that you may not understand what the other person's feeling and going through. And also, if you don't forgive that person, they may be walking around feeling guilty. He was a hero. And, that other person might be walking around feeling guilty. You're killing yourself instead. Exactly. Let me hold this back here. So that's the other thing, where that other person deserves to be released of your anger and of your hurt and of your pain. And so, yeah, exactly. I was taught to push people, still trying to learn forgiveness as an adult. Exactly. Thank you. And so, it is not, like I said, forgiveness is the most difficult thing I think anybody can ever go through. Back in high school, I met a young woman who was raped, and she actually forgave the rapist, had the baby to term at 9 months, and then she gave up that baby for adoption. And the fact that she forgave her rapist is really amazing. So, oh, sorry guys, hold on. So that was incredible. And it's a true story. And so I just thought that was an interesting thing to share, because it just shows the freedom that this young woman had. It was almost like she just saw beyond. As a creative rebel, we see things beyond other people normally see. And we see the bigger picture of things. And we see things from a deeper spiritual level. And, there is a divine order of intelligence and a divine order of I don't know, like the lessons we're meant to learn, the teachers do show up. And we learn that lesson over and over again. And I'm hoping I inspire each and every one of you to be the best you can be. And to also, doesn't mean you need a picnic with them. Exactly, exactly. She freed herself and now she can live. Exactly, and that's what she did. She decided to live her life. And and she did. So, and that's what's really amazing, is that it takes courage to do that. It takes a lot of courage to forgive somebody who really you thought you knew them and then they hurt you. And basically, when people hurt one another, it's because they're hurting inside. And I liked what Hillary said. No shame, no blame. The damage is already done. But there's no shame in your pain. But just recognizing your actions and recognizing your role and taking responsibility for it, it does take courage to forgive. But I promise you, you'll come out stronger, you'll come out wiser, and you will come out lighter, And like I said, doesn't mean you have to like what they did or what happened. Of course not. But you can have compassion. You can love that person. And you can wish them well. And having the strength and the wisdom to know the difference of how it all ties in together. So, my friends, that's what I wanted to share with you. And after that conversation I had with my sister, she just felt she needed to be heard and she needed to feel valued. And after I gave her that safe space, it really improved our relationship with each other. And that I will always be forever grateful when my father said, just love her. And that's what we just have to do, you guys, is just love ourselves, forgive ourselves, just love the person who had harmed and hurt us. And no problem, Mr. Singh. And then also just be the best you can be. And so that's kind of where I wanted to just share with you guys the power of forgiveness and the power of, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, and this has been an awesome day. I've learned so much from everybody. Being a creative rebel, it's a very important thing that we promote social good in the world, because there are a lot of people hurting in this world, and if we can just shine our light, and that's the other thing Nelson Mandela said, if we're afraid to shine our light, we're not really doing the world any service. Something of that context. So, all right, so I usually like to finish with a strong black line, so bear with me here please as I get my mount. Hey there, yay, show them the light, exactly. Promote social good through Periscope, and freeze. Sorry about that. I was not expecting my phone to die. Hello? Let me try again.